Is it actually worth building an eGPU for your Ally X?
Oh, big question.
Oh.
This is the finale, the grand ending to the saga that is Andy's eGPU, which seems to have gone on forever.
It has, yes.
Apparently, you made some Nothing Burger videos, according to the audience.
I did, yes.
I didn't think they were Nothing Burger videos.
No,
I thought they were amazing.
I said at the very start, I'm going to do incremental updates as I go along to make this a mini series.
How long has it taken you to do this so far?
Ages.
It feels like it's been months.
It's been a while.
Building the ultimate hybrid handheld PC experience.
Yes.
The Switch on steroids.
Yeah, the Switch 3.
The Steam Deck 5.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah.
It's been a proper saga.
It has. Yeah.
And I will say the conclusion video that you published last was amazing.
Thank you.
It is fantastic as a machine, as a setup.
Yes.
But what I wanted to do, I wanted to quiz you for them because we're getting a lot of questions about, like, is it actually worth it? Like, how much has it cost? How hard is it to do?
Should you do it? Like,
what's it like compared to other things that you could do on the market?
Yeah. This is the tomtoc G47 travel bag. It's tailor-made for almost all handhelds. We've paired it with the Asus ROG Ally X due to the removable W-shaped screen and joystick protector inside. There's also ample room to store all of your accessories inside. With high-quality YKK zippers and a water-repellent surface, this could be the best travel case yet. Save up to 25% directly from the tomtoc website this Black Friday between November the 21st and December the 6th. Link in the description.
So I'm going to start off with the burning question.
Go on then.
The one that you've not been honest with your wife about.
Don't know what.
How much has this eGPU setup actually cost you?
Actually, let's say free. Because I sold a PC and a laptop that's more than covered the costs.
If I told you, Andy, that you had spent a total just on the eGPU part of this of £765, would you believe me?
Yes, I would, That's including the enclosure. That's everything
that's
in
including
total.
the enclosure. So your UT3G, the Thunderbolt controller.
Yeah, USB 4,
how much was that?
It's about £100 if you get it from China.
Okay. Yeah, which we do recommend. Yes. AliExpress is your friend.
So just on that point, if you are looking at the ADT Link UT3G, which is such a mouthful, which is the best USB 4 controller with the lowest amount of like bandwidth drop right now, get it from China because you're going to get the latest versions. Because I got the V1.6. Yeah. There's versions before that, and Amazon list it. Yes. And it's almost double the price, but also it's an older model. So you want to make sure you're getting the latest one like I did. So yeah, get it from China.
If this is your first video watching our eGPU Ally X thing, the links will be below. If you've seen the other ones, they've all been below the whole time, but we'll put them below so you can see it. Yeah. All right, so next up, power supply.
Yeah, I went for the 750E from Corsair.
So you went hardcore, probably too much power.
Way overkill.
Big brand as well.
Yes.
So you've gone for like high quality, way more power than you'll need.
Yeah.
But it's a fully modular power supply, so you can use it. You could use it for a full PC build.
Yeah, absolutely. I could take the parts from this, my graphics card and the power supply, and actually build a full system. Yeah. So really, because you're only powering the graphics card, depending on the graphics card, but you'd get away with like a 400 watt PSU here. Yeah. But I wanted overkill because I wanted it to be modular. I wanted it to be at least 80 plus gold. Yeah. The certified, and the new certification power supplies have, which I think this is like a platinum or something.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. But I wanted a really clean power system and something that I could potentially reuse later. So I did overkill it on the PSU,
You spent £85 on that.
Yes, I did. And that was on sale.
I want a little ka-ching sound effect. Ka-ching. Okay. The big part of it, the 4070 that you bought, the GPU.
Yes.
You spent £450 on this.
I did, and I got a really good deal.
A really good deal looking at the market right now. Yeah. Crazy thing with GPUs, we all know the market fluctuates seemingly every day. It's like the stock market.
Yeah, it basically is, isn't it?
You could have gone for the Super.
I could have. Well, I actually never intended to get the 4070. So everyone else that has watched all our other videos,
they'll know.
They know. Yeah. But I intended to get a 4060 Ti. Yes. And I was going to get the 16 gigabyte version. They do an 8 gig version. Yeah. 8 gig of VRAM is not good anymore. No. You want more than that. So I was going to get the 16 gig version, which is considerably more than the 8 gig version. But I was set on doing that. And I was like, I could get that. Like that's a pretty good card. But I literally had it in my checkout. And then it showed you like other things you might like. And I thought, oh, the 4070's there. And it was like £30 more.
No-brainer upgrade.
It was a no-brainer upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 4070 Super,
which is currently about £600.
Yeah.
That's a huge. I think there's some sales where it's $550.
yes.
But that £100 to £150 difference in the UK at least,
Yes.
that's definitely not worth
It's
the
not,
step.
no, the Super variant is the better card.
100%.
And if you find it at a good price, absolutely get that.
And like you were saying off camera, it will go some way to combating some of the bandwidth loss you get from using a Thunderbolt connection, a USB 4 connection.
Yeah.
But for £150, probably not worth that.
No. When I was buying it, it worked out to be about $150 more. But currently, it's even more expensive again, and you get about 15% improvement in performance between the 4070 and the Super variant.
Yeah,
but it's not worth $150 to $200 more.
No. And then, of course, you've got you wanted this not to be a dead Robocop setup.
Yes.
You could ignore this part of not encasing it.
Yes.
But I think most of us kind of now want more elegant, especially if you're going to put this in your lounge, which is what this setup's for, playing on your TV.
Yes.
You want a nice, tidy, enclosed setup. Yeah. So you want an enclosure of some kind at least.
Yeah.
You went for quite a nice, elegant solution.
Yeah.
Because enclosures just don't exist now.
No. The only way to do this is to 3D print something.
Yeah.
It's going to be very specific to your use case, or to like fabricate something from scratch, which I didn't want to do.
And I think for most people watching this as well, that takes the level of expertise needed to like another level. It's another threshold, another barrier to cross.
Yeah, not everyone has a 3D printer.
Exactly.
You know, and I wanted to literally buy stuff off Amazon that anyone could do and just bodge it together, and it worked.
So for the case, the fans, and you used a JSOC dock for some I/O. You spent £130 in total on those bits.
Yeah, approximately.
Roughly.
Yeah.
So 765 in total just for the eGPU part.
Yeah.
Now, this part will make you laugh. Okay, so 765 for that bit.
Yeah.
Plus your Ally X, which was £800.
Yes,
which means in total for your ultimate hybrid PC setup, you spent £1,565.
Yes. Yeah. It's about 1,500 quid. Yeah.
Which is a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I want some considerations here.
Yeah.
On actually what you're getting for that money compared to what else you could spend that money on in the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
1,500 quid. So you could probably get a pre-built 4070 system for that.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. I mean, you'd probably at 1,500 get a 4070 Super version build for that. But for a 4070, let's keep it at what I've got. Yeah, you're probably looking at about £1,200 for like just a build of that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But you've just got a desktop PC.
Yeah.
You've not got the beauty of a hybrid system.
Exactly. Yeah. That is the biggest thing.
And I think the biggest draw with this, and the biggest reason that you've been so keen to do it, is you love the handheld experience. You love that you get such great performance out of the Ally X handheld.
Yeah.
The access to everything that PC gaming offers you.
Yep.
But also you want to be able to have that on your TV and get like proper PC-like performance as well on your big TV.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because I could just plug in the Ally X and get, like 1080p low to medium settings, but on a 77-inch TV, I wanted it to be good, like really good. So that's why I chased this route and didn't go down the like separate, like, let's just have an Ally and a dedicated PC. I didn't want to do that. Yeah.
And so if you wanted an Ally and a dedicated PC, then you're like 1,200 plus the 800 for the Ally X now. So you're way exceeding.
Yeah. You're into the £2,000 territory or more, really, depending on the build you're getting. Now, I suppose with that, you've got the benefit of having a separate PC, but the downside there is your saves on everything aren't going to be, unless your specific game that you're playing supports cross-save.
Yeah.
Like cloud save is what I'm trying to say. If it doesn't, or if it doesn't work for whatever reason, you're going to have to manually pull saves off your PC, transfer them to the Ally X. It's just a pain.
I think the point of this was to create that, the beauty that Nintendo managed to bottle with the Switch. Of that hybrid thing.
Yes.
Of it's a TV console, now it's handheld, and all I've done is pick it up.
Yes.
That, but with everything that the PC gaming offers you.
Yeah.
That's the point of this.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So having separate save files or pulling out save files from digging through the that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was annoying. Yeah, it's annoying.
The only other things you could do with that money involve separate systems and like barriers between them. So like 1,500 quid, you could look at the console space and go, if I want a great TV experience,
yes,
PS5 Pro's £700 now.
Yeah, you could get an Ally and a PS5 Pro
100% good
for the same price.
Like exactly the same price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you'll have the best time.
Yeah, if you play PlayStation games only.
That is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you really like PlayStation games and you're playing PlayStation PC, you're gonna have to buy all those games again for PlayStation 5. Do you know what I mean? You have 2 copies then. Across, and if you wanted to play any PC games or any other games, you can't play them on telly. You're just limited to handheld.
Yeah, no, so that doesn't cut it. You could get I mean, the numbers we're talking about are crazy, but the numbers in gaming now are crazy.
Yeah.
PS5 Pro is a crazy price, but it is a really good bit of kit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can get the PS5 Pro, the PlayStation Portal, and an Xbox Series X.
Yes.
For the same price.
Yeah, as an Ally and
the
eGPU, yeah.
But you're not getting that ultimate hybrid experience and the accessibility that PC gaming gives you.
The accessibility is the big thing, because with the eGPU setup, you could just use it for not just gaming.
Yeah.
You could like do work on it. You know, you could do whatever you wanted with it as well as gaming. But the main thing, I think, is having the marketplace accessibility that PC offers. You've got Game Pass on there. You've got all the PlayStation games that are on Steam. You've then got like all the other launchers, Epic, Ubisoft, you know, all these other places.
Before I just carry on waxing lyrical at how great it is, because obviously this is totally unbiased, but we're both on the side of it being amazing.
Yeah, it is really good.
I wanted to touch on like the reasons not to do it.
Yeah.
How easy is it to do?
I mean, Dead Robocop build is easy, you know, where you've literally just got the power supply, the controller, and the GPU, and just have it splayed out everywhere.
How do you keep that clean?
You don't really.
Like it really, this part of me gets me really anxious about dust and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you just have to be on it, you know. And you can get like GPU brackets and stuff that you could like mount it to, but still be exposed.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but.
So you're just there with like cans of air the whole time, just constantly blowing it out.
But yeah, they're just air cooled, like, you know, passively, like around the room. Obviously, the graphics card's got fans on it, but you could go for one of those like AU-Star like setups where it's all in one. You just plug a graphics card onto the top. That's a tidier setup. Yeah. But then, you know, if anything goes wrong with it, you're limited to dealing with that company overseas. You also have it's not modular anymore. You can't reuse the parts. You can't upgrade them other than the graphics card. Yeah. So it's kind of a bit of a, I don't know, like that is a potential way of doing it.
And an easy way of doing it.
Yeah, an easier way. You don't have to build anything. You just slot in a graphics card.
So obviously there's a technical hurdle with, you've got to be at least slightly comfortable with putting PC components together.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's adult Lego. It's pretty easy.
Yes, yeah.
The second part, which I'd say is probably a bigger stumbling block, is when you're actually dealing with the software side of stuff.
Absolutely. This is the biggest hurdle by far, and the biggest thing that would put most people off, I think. But like what I had to go through and the research I had to do to figure out like really minuscule things that were bugging me, like, was so frustrating. If I was doing this again and I'd just bought all of this just for this situation, I don't know if I'd want to do it again, you know? Yeah. But now I've figured it all out, and I've given it all to you guys for free in the last video, which was basically like a tips and tricks to get your eGPU like set up without any hiccups. That is invaluable. That's like, you know, blood, sweat and tears there.
It's like months and months of failures all condensed into one video.
So, well, you know, just to recap, originally I bought that Razer Core V2.
Which seemed... It was almost too good to be true how elegant a solution that was.
And people get great experiences with them. I was unlucky and got a bad one.
Yeah, but you can't get them anymore.
No, you can't
get them new.
They're ancient. Yeah, exactly. So, and they use older... like
USB 3?
Yeah, they're Thunderbolt 3.
Thunderbolt 3,
yeah.
Okay.
So they're really old eGPU controllers. So they use like Alpine Ridge, whereas this new one's got it's like an ASMedia one. But anyway, so the drop in performance is huge. But obviously I had a problem with it. And I didn't know that. I just thought this was just eGPU problems. So I spent like 3 weeks trying to figure out any like way of making it work until I finally arrived on this is dead.
Yeah.
I'm just going to build one myself, and that's led us here. So that was a big hiccup as
well. And then
you
also made the mistake of trying to fix your current setup with a game that was actually totally broken.
Yeah. So when I set up this new, you know, the UT3G, I got it all set up. And the game I was playing at the time was Star Wars Outlaws.
Which is just broken.
Which is broken. But the thing is I was previously playing it on my desktop, which was running 23H2 Windows, which the game is fine on that.
Yeah.
But my Ally had 24H2, which the game is broken. It's the Ubisoft engine, Snowdrop engine, is broken with 24H2 across all their games.
And as of yesterday of recording this, even Ubisoft support came back and said it's still broken.
Yeah, I contacted them and they're like, yeah, it's still broke. We don't have a resolution. So I was trying to test this eGPU setup with a game that was broken. And I thought it was my eGPU setup and it wasn't.
So I think a really good bit of advice is don't go into this if you're unfamiliar with like drilling down into drivers, like proper settings inside Windows devices and hardware, kind of settings and stuff. Follow your guide if you're unsure, because it's actually really good. You go through all the big pitfalls.
I basically found all my solutions to all my problems, and I put it in that video that came out before this one.
I guess the other part as well to be kind of cautious of is setting up is fine. You can get it working, but there may be a random future Windows update that breaks one driver somewhere. So you're going to have to be comfortable with problems. It's PC gaming at its best.
Yes, So PC gaming can be finicky with drivers, updates, and whatever. This is even more so because you're basically bodging a graphics card into something else.
You've got like multiple spinning plates you're going to have to test. And there's a whole signal chain of things you need to fix potentially or figure out which bits stopped working. So it's definitely not something to go into lightly.
No, I wouldn't recommend just anyone to do this.
No.
You've got to be an enthusiast.
It's kind of obvious to most of us to say that, but I think it is important to stress because a lot of people have got into either the Steam Deck and then into the Ally X, or straight from console to the Ally X. There's a lot of console players that moved over now.
Yes, don't do this.
because it offers a really simple experience for PC gaming.
Yes,
but this is like. Yeah, this is next level.
Yeah, this will put you off PC gaming.
it puts me off. Okay.
Like, once it's running fine, and you've like fixed all the problems, this is fantastic. It's a brilliant experience. But if you don't have any clue of what you're doing, and you've gone from like a PlayStation to an Ally X, and now you're going to try and build an eGPU, you know, good luck. You know, like it might be fine for you, genuinely. Like you might be absolutely fine. But if you ran into the problems I had without the solutions I've given in the previous video, I keep referring to it. But there we go.
No, it's good. Yeah.
You know, then you're going to be upset.
The last part of it really is the future proofing thing. I think since we started touching the PC handhelds, one of the most common questions we get, and I'm sure it's the same for anyone in the PC space, is should I do X, Y, or Z now, considering that something may happen in the future?
Yeah.
I've always got the same standard response, is like, if you want to do it now. It's only ever as good as it is now.
Yes.
If you wait for something in the future to happen, you'll always be waiting.
Yeah,
it's always
everything always changes.
Constantly changing.
Yeah, and especially in tech, it's always getting...
Very specifically, PC gaming, I mean, hardware is constantly being updated.
Yes.
Like 6-month cycles, we're seeing new things. Yes. Don't worry about that. Just do the thing you want to do now with the money that you can afford right now.
Yes.
But I wanted specifically to touch on the eGPU with that because of how you've built yours. Specifically, it's very modular.
Yeah.
So the upgradability is very easy.
Yes.
But also, when we consider that with the cost of parts, the saleability of parts is actually really easy as well.
Yeah. So because mine is literally just PC parts, I could easily take the graphics card out, just sell that.
Yeah.
When the NVIDIA 5000 series comes out, I could just take my 4070 out and put in a 5070.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it would still work. I'll just get an increase in performance. I could change the power supply if I needed to. Or, which we'll talk about in a minute, but if there is a Thunderbolt 5 controller...
That's what I was literally going to.
I could take my USB 4 controller out, the UT3G, and literally just swap it out for a Thunderbolt 5 one, keep my same PSU and graphics card, and get an increase in performance.
Yeah.
providing I had a device that could utilize Thunderbolt 5.
So, cost, comparisons, technical considerations, future-proofing aside, tell us how awesome it is.
It is amazing. It is amazing. There's two things I want to touch on later.
Yeah.
Which is referring to the Thunderbolt 5.
Yeah.
And also to NVIDIA GeForce Now.
Do it now. Go on, touch on it now.
You want to touch on it now? Okay, so Thunderbolt 5, just for you that don't know, eGPUs that have been using like a Thunderbolt 3 or 4, it basically has the same bandwidth, right? So you've got like 40 gigabits as max. That's theoretical speed, right? When you're looking at those older eGPU enclosures like the Razer Core that use Alpine Ridge, like actually in use, they're like in the 20s, rather than at the 40s in terms of like throughput, the bandwidth there. This USB 4 that we're using here, the UT3G, is way greater than that. It's the only thing that betters it is an Oculink, which the Ally doesn't support. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. It's possible, but you have to mod stuff, So anyway, so you've got that, but it's still 40 gigabits maximum. So it's no change, really, theoretically. We're closer to it with the UT3G, but with Thunderbolt 5, it's got a theoretical speed of 120 gigabits. So that's 3 times more, like theoretical, than what we've got here. So massive change there. So we could see less performance drop, because even with the UT3G, we're looking at 15 to 30% loss in performance from your graphics card.
Yeah.
Even if you had like a 4090 or whatever, that's the kind of bracket of loss.
Yeah.
Whereas with Thunderbolt 5, that might drop to like 5% loss.
Yeah, we're actually getting quite close to PCIe kind of speeds.
Yeah,
as well.
You might actually be close to getting full speed out of your card.
Yeah.
So Thunderbolt 5 could be the future, and Thunderbolt supports power delivery and also I/O.
Yeah.
So you could have USBs in that, which this USB 4 doesn't. The UT3G doesn't support power delivery or any I/O. It's just purely the graphics card data that transfers. So Thunderbolt 5, we could see a resurgence of manufacturers making eGPU enclosures.
Yeah.
So like Asus could release like the eGPU enclosure.
Can we say that again, but to the camera? Asus, you could release an enclosure, Yes. You could.
Yeah, do it. But yeah, so Thunderbolt 5 is really big, and it could see a resurgence in eGPUs.
It should do.
Because it could really change stuff up. This will be the biggest monumental change in eGPU like tech.
Yeah.
Just from Thunderbolt 5 if it catches on and people actually utilize it. So that's one thing I wanted to say. So we're at the cusp of that because Thunderbolt 5 is just coming out now. The other thing is you could do away with all of this and potentially...
I don't like this solution.
No, I don't like this solution either.
But GeForce Now,
you could get GeForce Now. So you could buy your Ally for $800 and then just pay for a GeForce Now subscription at whatever it is, $20, $30 a month. And you get use of like a 4070 or a 4080 graphics card there.
I say I don't like it, but actually considering it, if you were that percentage of players that I was talking about, like warning them off this, the guys that have come over from, like me, that would have come over from consoles into this, that maybe aren't as okay with digging around in Windows and fixing stuff.
This is for you.
It's actually quite a cheap solution. It's got its pitfalls. It's definitely got its drawbacks. It's expensive. There's limitations and all the rest of it. But actually, if you don't want to know anything, it's quite a simple solution.
It's a simple solution. You pay for a subscription. You just need to have very good internet.
Yes.
But if you were just going to plug it into your TV, maybe you've got a dock with an Ethernet cable going into that dock. You might be winning here. You just pay for a subscription, but they've just screwed everyone over by putting a 100-hour
limitation.
Yeah.
You can pay for more playtime after the 100 hours. I mean, it is screwing people, and I understand the anger about it, but I think for most normal consumption, 100 hours is probably enough.
Yeah, 25 hours a week.
Yeah, it's not a huge amount.
No.
I consider for most people it's probably ample.
But that's a solution, that's a potential, but obviously you don't own it, there's no upgradability, there's no resale value, blah, blah, blah,
You're just renting
renting a GPU and forced to have good internet on that case. But those things aside, what I can say is I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm glad
this is the bit I like.
Yeah. So I went into the building of this eGPU, fully expecting, this is why I bought a 750 watt power supply. I was expecting it to suck.
Yeah.
I was expecting to sell on the UT3G and just build a mini ATX PC.
That's how I thought this was going to go as well.
Yeah, that's what I was anticipating. Even though I sold a desktop PC and a gaming laptop to like fund this like thing, still got money left over, which was great. You know, so this is a cheaper route because obviously building the eGPU is cheaper than, as we spoke about, than building a whole PC. But I was thinking this isn't going to be viable. Games are going to be stuttering. Games aren't going to perform how I want. They're not going to, it's just not going to be good. And I'll just go, you know what? Let's just build another PC. But I'm glad that I don't have to go that route. I've tested so many different games. Again, benchmarks in the previous video, and
shocking results.
Shocking results. Yeah.
Like, I was like you when you set off on this. I thought it's going to be an epic failure, and you're going to end up just building a PC again.
Yeah, I was fully expecting
and
that.
Fine, you're not actually really going to lose anything, but wouldn't it? And there was this fantasy, like, wouldn't it be cool if it was just epically good performance in a hybrid system now?
Yes, I like the hand movement.
I can keep doing that for you if you like. I'm here all week. But genuinely, the performance genuinely shocked me. I can't get over how good these games run in this setup.
Yeah, me too. And, that's pushing it to the limit. With those benchmarks and stuff, I put all the settings to max, DLSS quality to the best, so on quality.
Yeah.
So I was really stressing this system, and basically everything ran at 50 FPS or above.
Yeah.
Some games, even like Resident Evil 4 Remake, were running native 4K at like 70 FPS.
It's kind of insane.
Like, what? So yeah, it's been really good, and no stuttering issues because of the tips and tricks in my previous videos I've said about 50 times.
You're
in this
like
one.
Walking advert. I like this. It's good.
No, but this was a big thing. When you search eGPU, so many people were like, "Oh, stuttering."
Yeah.
And there's fixes. You've just got to dive in enough to find them.
Or watch your video and you've got
watch
the
the video.
solutions.
Yeah.
So finally, Andy, would you recommend this? Would you recommend it to yourself? And would you recommend it to me? Because actually, we represent two ends of the spectrum quite well. I'm a console gamer.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've got an LIX now.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe PC gaming.
Yes.
You're a PC gamer that loves handhelds.
Yes.
So would you recommend it to yourself? Someone who's got the knowledge and the willingness to dig in?
For me, yes, because I've seen what it can be.
Yeah.
Like just recapping there, like loading up Horizon Zero Dawn remastered.
Unreal.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
For you, I'd say no.
There
like
we go.
if you were to say I'm going to do this and I said I'm hands off, have fun.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're going to end up selling all the bits in a minute.
I know what would be like. I'd be like, the hardware side of things I'd be absolutely fine with.
Yes.
It's solving the problems at a driver level.
Absolutely.
That would do my nut in.
Yes. Yeah. And there's no easy way of looking at this because the eGPU stuff's so old.
Yeah.
Like it's so niche. A lot of these solutions are like just in a comment, like 50 comments down on page 8 of like someone's post on eGPU. Like, do you know what I mean? It's my days.
Some necro thread on Reddit.
Yeah, seriously, it was like that. I was writing so many notes and testing all these different things to see what worked and what didn't. It was like chasing Chinese whispers. It really was. Like it was really difficult to find. So I would say, would I recommend it? Probably not for most people. If you're an enthusiast and you're comfortable with PCs, yes, then do it.
And for a cost versus performance and convenience perspective, it is unreal value.
Yeah, if you've got an LIX already, then take that price away from it because you're just adding this thing. You're spending 700, bringing it down. You could make it like 500 quid.
Probably.
Realistically, you could make it less, and that is way cheaper than building a whole nother PC. And then you don't have to worry about separate things. You're just plugging it straight in.
It's so elegant.
It's really good.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm actually loving the setup now.
I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you going to do this? Have you already done it? Is it exciting to you? Or do you think we're just talking a load of old waffle?
We are.
We do that quite a lot, actually. Let us know down in the comments below. And once you're down there digging around, like the video, subscribe to the channel. What else could they do?
Become a member.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can get to talk to us on our Discord with our lovely little membership
It's
family.
like this, but in writing.
It is. Yes.
And before we go, watch another video from us. Smash between our faces. Probably the one Andy's been talking about the whole video.
Yeah.
That's right up there.
Yeah, do it.
Bye.
Bye.